Let's go, Arkansas fans. We're going to get to this LSU film study today. Comment down below your thoughts on anything that you actually see today. And it was good to see some of you guys. I had someone stop me from the Power Hour SEC world. That was obviously really a fun weekend in Baton Rouge. So Arkansas is electing to run this little zone read, go get the yards KJ type of play. Harold Perkins did a good job squeezing down this edge, and this was just a really good fill by the LSU defense, and you are forced to punt. So right here, LSU gets their first lucky break of the game, and it's honestly the very first offensive play of the game here for LSU. So we get a miss right here from Will Campbell on the left side. I think he thought Mason Taylor was going to at least get a piece of Landon Jackson here, and Will just completely, just kind of whiffs Landon Jackson right here. Still, all right, that's just a small part of this play. Where the football should be going is Brian Thomas Jr. This is an RPO read. Jayden's job is to read this linebacker. If this linebacker presses towards the line of scrimmage, he should pull it and throw right here to BTJ, okay? And what does Jayden do? Well, he pulls it, and BTJ runs this route perfectly. You just got to throw it, okay? It might get batted down, and he decided to not throw it. I'm a little shocked that Landon Jackson was late here because this should have been a strip sack, okay? He did not swipe his arm. If he swipes his arm, he's probably stripping Jayden before that ball is even released. And because he's getting hit while he's throwing, and because he pumped it, this ball is still short-armed, right? He doesn't actually get hit, and it's still, kind of a low throw to the inside. All right, so this is a benefit of playing so far back, okay? So Andre Sam sees pretty quickly that this is going to be some variation of a screen. He sees this, not a screen, but kind of like a, quick throw here to the wide receiver. Look at how fast he gets downhill right here. KJ throws a high, bad ball. And look at that. Bang! So as you can see, I'm including some things from my LSU film study, and I want to show you this ridiculous play right here by KJ Jefferson. So LSU is getting very exotic here. They're twisting Harold Perkins around, and simply put, the pass rush lane integrity just wasn't really that good. I was lucky enough to be at this game to get a little bit more of a bird's eye view. Once again, the Arkansas offensive line was just put on their rear ends all night, especially at the offensive tackle position. There's just absolutely nothing here. And Harold Perkins actually makes a mistake. In this instance, he probably should have cut back in. Instead, he just kind of takes himself out of this play. And look at this. Bad pass rush lane integrity. If you have a quarterback like KJ Jefferson, he can make you pay. And this is just absolutely ridiculous stuff. A 240-plus pound quarterback shaking a safety in the open field like that. Ridiculously good stuff right there by KJ Jefferson. And look, I know throughout college football YouTube, basically, I'm known as just a huge KJ homer. But this game just further cemented that he is the best quarterback in the SEC. Well, that comes off as like hot take controversial, and Jayden is my favorite quarterback in the SEC, obviously, but I just think KJ is the best. And this just shows you just simple pocket, sit back there, wide receiver. If they're going to give you those third downs all day, just take them. Nice little sit right there by Broden, who had a really good game. And you're able to pick up this first down. So right here, this play just shows you that Arkansas really lacks some power at the point of attack. There's just nobody being moved right here. Absolutely nobody being moved. And that first and goal play is just abso-freaking-lutely stuffed. All right, if you're an Arkansas fan, you already know this. This is the unluckiest just sports program in the SEC. This just makes you question everything. So this is absolutely perfect play design. So you're slipping the tight end, and guess what? LSU is in man coverage across the way, and Major Burns has to get all the way over here on the split zone tight end leaking out here in the flat. Okay, good job by Savion Jones, who was unblocked on this play, to make this a difficult throw for KJ. And I want you to see this other angle just to see how close this actually was. Okay, watch this. All right. The ball is caught, and this forward momentum is right here. Okay, but because Major Burns is right here, Haas elects to bring the catch in, which is a smart thing, and Major Burns saves a touchdown. Big play right there. Alrighty, Arkansas fans, false start penalty, just stops this play, and honestly, you ran this play for a touchdown in the first couple weeks. I don't remember if it was Kent State or Western Carolina. It wasn't even rightly blocked. It would have been stuffed anyway. All right, so remember this play. God, this was really good stuff right here by Mike Denbrock. We motion Malik as the slot receiver, okay? Dwight McGlothern does not follow him. So Jayden knows that this is more than likely zone coverage, and this is an excellent quarters beater. Now, why is it a good quarters beater? Well, it's because this vertical route by Chris Hilton is going to carry this corner. It's also going to carry this safety. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chip right here with Mason Taylor, and he is the new flat defender. All right, so Jayden's job is actually very simple, okay? His job is to read this nickel defender. If he sinks back, he is throwing this ball to Mason Taylor. If he jumps to the flat, we know right here that if he lets Malik go vertical and the safety decides to stay with Malik, guess what? Malik has leverage on the safety. And if the safety decides to go with the vertical with Chris Hilton, guess what? Malik is going to be wide open, all right? This is just an excellent design right here by Mike Denbrock. Really, really, really good stuff. So Jayden sees that the flat, that Johnson is getting down to the flat, and obviously Malik Nabers is going to burn Hudson Clark, their safety, and this is just not a great throw. Once again, Will, not the cleanest start for him, a little leany if you ask me. It's not the worst rep. Obviously, you would like Jayden to step up into this pocket, but this throw is just not that great, okay? If you hit Malik in stride, bang. Okay, Clark is not even close to him. He's probably getting upfield, and he might be scoring. All right, so that missed throw leads to this interception. Okay, this is just not good quarterbacking by Jayden. Okay, kind of a weird set right here. We're in empty with trips to the left, tight end, and there's another receiver right here. So Jayden predetermines right here that this linebacker has inside leverage with Mason Taylor. He is predetermining that Dwight McGlothern is running with the go right here. So he sees that this linebacker can't get over the top of this flat route, and all Dwight McGlothern is doing is just reading the eyes of Jayden Daniels. Obviously, Jayden is just staring this thing down, and this is just an easy interception right here by McGlothern. Okay, so another reason why this was easy for McGlothern is he didn't respect that this was a running back, Logan Diggs, right here at the bottom of the screen. So, you'll see it right here that you see McGlothern, he's just jumping all over it because he didn't trust that Jayden was actually going to throw this football to Logan Diggs at all. So McGlothern gambled, and it paid off, and he makes an absolutely massive play right here. All righty, so let's chat about the KJ Jefferson interception. I know this is going to come off, once again, as me stooping here for KJ. I do think he gets a little bit unlucky here. This was more so a really good play by the LSU defensive back, Andre Sam, who is in year 7 of his career. He is one of the smartest football players you will find, okay? He's played in a bunch of really good defensive systems, and you'll see from the end zone angle what KJ Jefferson actually saw, because obviously he had another interception on the game, but that was on a Hail Mary. All right, so major shout out for Arkansas wearing the number 3 on the back of their helmet for Greg Brooks. That's some really good stuff. I do want to clarify that it is impossible to know what was going through KJ or Andre Sam's mind unless we actually talk to him, okay? And I would love the Arkansas media to ask KJ about this play in particular, okay? So this is a very exotic design. Arkansas on 11 personnel. Obviously, there is a lot of pressure up the middle. It ultimately has no effect on this play at all because the protection everywhere else was actually really good. So let's start with the protection here is immaculate. Now, let's just stick with the concept here. There's only 2 men here running around. Tyrone Broden is running a deep dig, and Andrew Armstrong ends up running one of the most beautiful corner posts you will ever see, okay? So let's start with the progression, all right? KJ's job right here is to read this single high safety, all right? One of the best cover 3 beaters is a deep dig route over the middle because this corner has outside leverage, and if you're running a deep route from the opposite side, you as a quarterback would think that the safety would be helping the corner over the top here on Armstrong, but that is not what happens. The only reason KJ threw this football to Broden is because KJ thought in this instance right here that Andre Sam would be running over the top to help Armstrong, but that is not what happens, okay? Let's take a look at this route by Armstrong. It is a thing of beauty. I want you to see how he attacks the blind spot of this LSU corner, Denver Harris. So Denver Harris is thinking, oh crap, he's going around me this way. So Denver Harris turns his head this way, and then Armstrong again in the blind spot of Denver Harris jukes him going towards the middle on this corner post. And bang, look at the separation generated right here. So, is it true if KJ Jefferson had just decided to throw this football to Armstrong that this could have been completed? Potentially, yes. But this ends up just being a Superman play right here by Andre Sam, okay? Because the corner had deep third, Broden is running a wide open dig, and KJ assumed right here that the safety would have gone with the open Armstrong, and KJ decided to throw the dig right here to Broden. Now you see, Andre Sam took a small step right here to help Armstrong, and instead he is able to fight down here, read this pass, and make an absolutely incredible interception. Okay, so essentially here, Andre Sam played both of the receivers, so deep safety. He is helping over the top here on Armstrong, and he's also helping right here on this dig to Broden. Sam, look at that, no wasted movement, is digging down on this dig, and he's able to make a really good play. So that was just a superhuman play by a true safety, but I would love to know KJ's thoughts. Was he thinking about going to Armstrong there? I would love Andre Sam's thoughts. Was he able to play both defenders or both receivers at the same time? I don't know. I would like to think that he was. Okay, so yes, this was an absolutely ridiculous play by a safety. I don't think this is the absolute worst interception in the world by KJ. It does need to be better executed though. All right, so Jayden takes a sack, obviously to start the second quarter. Charles Turner just gets beat really badly right here, and yeah, the only type of pressure even a quarterback as mobile as Jayden can't escape is just direct A-gap pressure. And could he, in theory, have hit Chris on this drag? Maybe. You're just not getting anywhere at this point, and you just don't think to get beat that bad right up the gut, especially if it's not a blitzer. On the very next play, yeah, I mean, this is one of Jayden's worst misses of the night, okay? This is his first read the entire way, so he knows he's going to BTJ right here. All he needs is his safety to just take himself out of the play right here to Mason Taylor, and he does just that. We got him beat. You've just got to throw it. And you see BTJ's got his arm up in the air. You've got to throw this ball out, okay? That just can't get put right here, all right? This is a good job by 15 to get back into it. could BTJ have still made this play? No. I mean, 15 was able to catch up. So a few of you DM'd me on Twitter, why couldn't Arkansas guard Malik Nabers? Well, he's just really freaking good. The good news is you are not going to play a receiver as good as him. Now, you have some good ones coming up. Evan Stewart for Texas A&M's a good player. And here's the issue. When you put so much effort into just guarding Malik Nabers, you get Jayden Daniels right here, who just did not have a good first half. I'm not sure if you play a quarterback as good as Jayden Daniels the rest of the way. If Jayden hits this tight end running over the middle right here, he's got a chance actually to run upfield and pick up this first down on this 3rd and 18. So, yes, T. Will was not great in this game, but you're not going to face a 1-2 combo like Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Nabers, and you're probably not going to face a quarterback as good in Jayden Daniels. But from an Arkansas perspective, you do have competent to very good quarterback play and competent to very good wide receivers coming up. So the defense does need to get better. So after the punt goes into the end zone, I thought Enos overall was really good on first down. You get a little lucky that you're throwing in the direction of the blitz, and this ball right here by Jayden Daniels to Armstrong is really good. Armstrong overall had a good day. I felt, obviously, he was the best of the Arkansas wide receivers. That's a nasty juke right there on 8, the safety Major Burns. And you get a nice explosive play on first. Alrighty, so this is what Sam Pittman wants more out of this Arkansas offensive line. So you're in 12 personnel right here, 2 tight end sets. And this is the strength of LSU's defense, their defensive tackles, okay? Good job by the right side to get a double team on Mason Smith. Look at this push. And then Mekhi Wingo, arguably the best defensive tackle in the SEC, he is completely pushed out of this play. And maybe Rocket Sanders is able to make Denver Harris miss. And DeBinion has a clear opportunity to make Harris miss. And Harris is able to make that tackle. But good offensive football there. All right, so in this 3rd and 5, this is just really good offense. You're getting KJ rolled out here. Look at how far off this corner is playing in this alignment. So this should, on just an outbreaking route, be pretty good pitch and catch. I know it's a little cutoff. I was actually sitting right up here. This ball could have been delivered a little bit sooner. It is a difficult throw, and KJ puts it right on the money for a first down. So first down, Dominique Johnson got stopped. You know, Dominique's really not made a whole lot of plays this year. Then on second down, that shovel pass was snuffed out. And here on 3rd down, you get KJ rolling out to the right side again. I'm a little bit shocked that KJ didn't try and run this here, and he just kind of throws it away, and you have to settle for a field goal. So it's just a backbreaker. So on 3rd and 5, Malik Nabers for LSU made another play to move the sticks. And right here, the second level and just the second and third levels of the Arkansas defense, they are struggling to fit the run. Their eye discipline isn't great, and their tackling isn't great. But other than that, Lincoln, how was the play? So right here you have an edge blitz. This is the last thing you want to have on a direct handoff to the right. So now, essentially, you have a linebacker blitz coming off the edge. He's kind of taken himself out of the play. It's not his fault. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys going up against this 5. So LSU has the perfect play call right here. It's made worse, though, by Jaheim Thomas, 28 right here. The linebacker just has really poor eye discipline. There is no reason that 28 right here should be worried about the quarterback, okay? But what does he do? He goes with the quarterback, okay? And he takes himself out of the play. Now, the issue here is he's probably still getting blocked. It's just not as clean of a run-through, and maybe Chris Paul was able to make that tackle if it was a little dirtier right there. But that's just too easy. So we can get into a debate about why is it okay for offensive players to fist arm players in their face, but defensive players, in order to make this tackle, they have to, do a penalty. Look, he's grabbing face mask too, and he's horse collaring. So the only reason this tackle was dirty was because of the stiff arm there. Either way, good job by 13 here to actually make the tackle instead of last week versus BYU. He just had a horrible angle on it. So LSU has 2 bad calls in a row. Second thing, so LSU has 2 bad calls in a row. And right here, Arkansas gets a great jump off the football, and they're blitzing basically everyone. LSU doesn't have enough players to block, and LSU elects to keep the safety here unblocked, so Jayden has to make a play. This is defended really well on the back end. The Arkansas defense, they're trying to run like essentially a pick and roll, so this wide receiver screens off this DB, and this was actually open for LSU versus Florida State. Jayden can't throw it. One thing I do want to include, I was at the game, obviously, the tight end did get wide open in the back right corner of the end zone, but because the blitz got home so quick, it didn't matter. So good call right there. All right, so this is just simply sensational by KJ Jefferson yet again. I recall nobody really getting open down the field. So eventually this protection starts to break down. KJ steps up into this pocket and just finds somebody and gives the receiver a chance to make a play after the catch on this 3rd and 8 to keep the chains moving. All right, people ask you why I'm such a big KJ guy. It's because of stuff like this. So they got a great run from Dominion to the left side on the play before. Next time, look at all this penetration right here. KJ's able to just pull it on this RPO. He sees that the safety is biting down, and look at where he puts this ball. Bang! Right on his receiver for a nice first down gain. And then 2nd and 6, this is just so smart, right? Your pass protection isn't good. Your offensive line isn't good. What is a quick developing play? Well, it's a fade, right? And that is essentially what this is, right? It's a go route. Obviously, you can call it a fade. And the DB is just yanking Broden to the ground, and he's still able to catch it for a tutty. So I had a few of you get on me about the defensive line for Arkansas not being great individual pass rushers. And right here, you're running a twist stunt. And, Landon Jackson and these guys really just didn't get any plays pretty much all night. There was a few instances where they beat blockers, but it just wasn't there. Then you get to the actual concept here, and essentially Arkansas is in a very conservative 3-safety look right here. And to me, yes, this is, a situation where you don't want to give up, absolutely explosive play. But I think this is honestly just a little too conservative. And what LSU is running here is something called dagger. Okay, you're running a go route here and a long dig behind it. Okay, dagger is an excellent play call when you have really good protection and all day to throw the football, because eventually a zone is going to open up with this receiver. And look at all this space, okay? See how conservative that is? You see how much coverage Malik Nabers draws? Look at that. That is an absolutely massive, massive gain right there on first. Okay? Well, actually second. Right here, T. Will just got out-schemed by Mike Denbrock, and that happens when you have a young defensive coordinator and a guy who's been around the block, okay? So LSU gets an empty right here, and, this gets brought up quite a bit. Why do teams have their running backs come in here and play wide receiver? Well, you notice Chris Paul actually came with the running back out here, so that lets Jayden Daniels know that this is man coverage. And then when Hudson Clark right here becomes, the whole player, if you will, Jayden Daniels knows that this is a variation of cover 1, okay, or cover 3. It's a middle field close type of look. So if Jayden knows this, and this is cover 1 because the linebacker is all the way out here, this is cover 1 man. If he knows this, he knows that Malik Nabers on this dig is not going to be here, and Brian Thomas Jr. is going to have a one-on-one matchup again. So this is Malik Nabers, an elite wide receiver, drawing the coverage, and Jaheim Singletary just got burned all night. Remember, Jayden missed BTJ versus Singletary, number 15, earlier in the game, and that's called getting beat really badly. All right, so you'll see it right here. Okay, single high safety. Hudson Clark becomes a whole defender right here. So Jayden knows if Malik Nabers draws this safety, he knows that this has to be. So you'll see it right here. The safety does bite down on Malik Nabers. So Jayden knows that this is man-to-man over the top right here. And this is just an absolutely burn job, absolutely amazing burn job by BTJ going up against Singletary right there, okay? Once again, KJ Jefferson at the end of this half. I mean, it's Houdini at this point. His offensive tackles, it's the worst group of offensive tackles under Sam Pittman, and protection's breaking down. KJ makes all these guys miss. These are 2 5-star potential early round draft picks that he makes miss. And now KJ is just rolling out, and he's just making plays, and he's able to hit this check down right here, okay? And this is actually some really good coaching by Sam. I like the fact that they didn't just take a knee and just went into overtime, into halftime. This is just not good coaching right here by Sam. This is an instant where I would have burned a timeout, okay? There's no way you're running anything over the middle where you need a timeout in that situation to stop the clock. So you know here, especially if you're calling a Hail Mary type of play, you know that you're not going to get another playoff. And once let's just say if I was an OC or a coach, if I see Harold Perkins man-to-man against one of my tackles on a longer developing play, I've got to call a timeout and get something else. What I would have done here with bad offensive tackles is I would have max protected the hell out of this and just ran 3 people down on the Hail Mary. But right here, Harold Perkins just absolutely destroys his left tackle with the ghost rush move. I don't know, what could have been done to stop this other than that is Harold Perkins' move. He's the best at it in the country, and this almost ends up being a disaster. You get KJ Jefferson on a blindside hit right there, and obviously it's a play where it could have been a turnover, right? So not good coaching right there, if you ask me. So, if you guys want to see a second half film study, as we always do, just comment down below. And, very, very interesting game. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom! And tonight, we are doing lemon pepper chicken wings. Let's go.